Dean's List, hosted by Dean Kitaboski, produced by Davis Piper. We're about to talk to some really interesting people. Get ready. Brian Karle.
How we doing, Dean?
I'm pretty good, man. How are you?
Good.
I was saying earlier, you're supposed to be our first ever guest, and it didn't happen. Because you're a busy man.
Yeah, I've got to come when it's big.
Bandwagons. You're a super busy guy. You're hard to reach. Yeah. And apparently you're camera shy, too, because normally you're the most talkative person on the planet. Right now, you're just giving me,
That's all right. I'm just warming up.
All right. So you want to start off right off the bat with Turning Pages, or what do you think? What are you feeling?
We could talk. Let's talk about Turning Pages.
Let's talk about Turning Pages a little bit. All right, so Brian Karle is part of a fantastic, it's nonprofit charity. You know what? Just give us a rundown.
Yeah. So Turning Pages.
You can do better than I can.
Yeah. Turning Pages, we're a nonprofit organization that works to promote literacy and the love of reading in underprivileged communities by collecting and redistributing books. So
that's a good goal. It's a noble goal. And you guys have been going for 10 years now, you said?
Yeah, we started. My sister founded it in 2012, and then, at the time, I would help out by just lugging books around. It was a big. You
were the mule.
Exactly. I was good at carrying the boxes, but now that I'm older, I can take more of a leadership role because I'm the president.
Damn.
The co-president.
Okay. Who's the other president?
My cousin Caroline.
Okay. And you have a bunch of kids from school helping out too, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of friends?
Yeah. We get different volunteers. We've got a bunch from King. I've got a bunch of friends from Ridgefield High School that do it. It's good.
Mm-hmm. So what's the typical day look like for you guys? Like when you're doing a book drive or something like that, what's it usually look like? Where do you set up?
Well, so if we're doing a book fair, what we'll do is first, we'll wake up early because usually they're in the morning, and then we'll go around and I'll pick up all my friends from Ridgefield that are coming, and then we'll drive down with a car filled with books. We'll bring over 2,000 books to each book fair, and then we'll get there. We'll get these long tables set up, and then we'll take all the books out, and they're already going to be sorted by grade level and genre. So then what we'll do is we'll set them up nicely on all the tables and organize them for ourselves. And then so once we got all the books set up and once we're ready to go, kids will usually come in waves. So different groups will come in. So we'll have first and second graders come in, and then we'll help them pick out books. So we'll talk to them, figure out what they're interested in, what they like reading. Oh, so you try to find what's good for them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that's my favorite part. The free book fairs are definitely my favorite part. Yeah. I mean, I love when we have books that I've read when I was younger. So then I can help pick out books that I've read and I know I totally loved, and give them to excited readers that are also interested in things like that. Okay. So I can find good books for them.
What's your favorite book?
Oh, I recently read this one, A Man Called Uva.
What's that about? I've never heard of that
one. It's about this older man, and it just follows his life. He was sad, but then there was this young family that moves in and brings him out of his shell. It's by Frederick Bachmann. Okay. Do you know that author?
No, I don't.
Okay. Frederick Bachmann is really good.
Okay.
I love him. But I like Stephen King and Agatha Christie. Do you know them?
I know everyone knows Stephen King. Yeah.
Right.
Agatha Christie I've heard of too.
She's got really good mysteries.
Are you a mystery guy?
I like mysteries.
Yeah.
I like And Then There Were None was so good. I read Death on the Nile this summer. Yeah. Have you read that one?
I've read that one, yeah.
I think they're coming out with a movie as well.
It already came out.
Oh, it did?
Came out 6 months ago. It was a fine movie, but but yeah, it's a good murder mystery,
It's fun.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I like mysteries too. My favorite book, I've said this on the podcast before, my favorite book is called A Secret History.
I haven't read that one.
That's a great book. You've got to read that one. It follows a guy named Richard goes to a college in Virginia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And his tight-knit group of friends and whatever, and there's a murder, and then they're all like everyone goes crazy on each other, whatever. It's one of those like slow, like first half of the book super slow build up, and the second half of the book everything goes batshit crazy. Like,
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of my favorite books there too.
It's fun.
Do you so you're like telling all these kids you got to read this murder mystery, you got to read this one.
Well,
is that what it is?
A lot of times,
Use your
so, like,
influence to get them to read murder mysteries.
maybe. A lot of times, like, the kids, like, are much younger. So, like, I'll be pushing, like, or I won't be pushing, but, like, if a kid seems interested, like, I'll tell them about how much I loved to read, like, the Magic Treehouse books or the Geronimo Stilton books.
Yeah.
And if they're a little older, like, the Cherub books. Do you know those?
No, I don't know those ones.
Okay, the Cherub books, it's about, like, a group of kid spies. They're orphans, so then instead of going to an orphanage, they go to this like training facility where they're like trained, and then they go on missions and
It's like Black
undercover.
Widow.
Yeah, it's super. I really loved those. Those are hype.
Did you ever read the Boxcar Children?
I never read a lot of those. Did you like those?
10 out of 10 book
Yeah?
series. Yeah,
Okay.
100%. It's all mystery. It's all mystery.
Oh,
Oh, literally, that was my favorite. As like, until I was 10 or 12, probably, I read all of those books.
that's fun.
Those are my favorites. Like same idea. A couple of kids that are orphans, except rather than going to an orphanage, they go live in a boxcar in the woods
Right.
and solve mysteries and all this fun stuff. And it's great. I love
That's
that
cool.
that book series too. So when was your first like book drive that you were leading as president?
So I became president like this year, my
Okay.
sophomore year, and I led drives with the Worcester School, King School. We did one with Sacred Heart.
Who did you work with at Worcester School, by the way?
We worked with. What we'll do is like we'll email and we'll reach out to like different like people who work at the Worcester School.
Okay. So
to
not
help us-
students, like part of the administration.
And then, so we got in touch with the administration, who put us in touch with a kid named Max, who ran like the community outreach club at the Worcester School.
Okay.
So then, I would like help Max, like figure
I
out.
think I know someone named Max from Worcester. I'm trying to put a face to a name.
Oh
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's he just graduated.
Yeah. I know who. I cannot remember his last name though, for the sake of me. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, but we would help him like draft like emails to send out to the community, and then we had different templates for flyers to put up.
Okay.
And like I'd text him to coordinate. Like he'd let me know how many books are coming in, and then I'd text him to coordinate like when we'll come pick them up, stuff like that.
Right.
It was good.
Working with schools can be hard, man. There's so
Yeah.
many technicalities they have to work with. I mean, first off, it's a school, so it's not like they can work with anybody. So,
Right.
Did it take much convincing to get like? I'm sure King was very happy to do it, but other schools that you obviously aren't attending, is it
Right.
harder to get them to agree to it?
Yeah, it's hard. You just have to be put in touch with the right people, because I think like people want to help an organization.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
Turning Pages, and they're happy to help. So as long as you're getting in touch with the right people, then you can really make things happen, which
Right.
is fun.
Right. Have you because libraries in towns, they have their book sales and all that stuff where they sell books for like $1.
Yeah, we'll go to the Ridgefield Library does one, and then we'll go and fill up like bags. What they do is like each bag you fill up for $5.
Yeah.
So we'll fill up a bunch of bags, and then that helps us collect some of the books.
Only $5. How many books is that you can fit in a bag?
Fit a lot of books in a
You can
bag.
fit a lot of books in the bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely more than 5.
I was getting more than 5. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like you could probably go to one of the libraries and they'd be happy to give away some of the books if you tell them what you're doing.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do libraries, but then we'll also reach out to like family and friends. And recently we've been working with like different publishing companies.
Okay.
Well, we'll reach out to like authors.
Yeah.
To see if they'll donate books.
Right.
And the main reason we're working with like the authors is because something we see when we're at these book fairs is that like kids will ask for like, oh, I want a book where I can like see myself in it, you know,
Okay.
a book that you can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, like we don't always have like a lot of like diverse like children's stories.
Right.
So then we're working with some authors who write like diverse stories to see if they'll donate, but then also come to the book fairs to get kids excited, so then they can they'll like read books to the kids,
Right.
get them pumped about the book fair, things like that.
Right.
It's good.
It's a win-win too. I mean,
Definitely.
authors getting their books out there. For a lot of authors, it's hard to get your book out there at all. So that's a win-win right there.
Yeah.
What authors have you worked with? Any that I would know,
Uh,
or any that I should check out?
no. Well, definitely check out.
Right.
But I'm blanking on her name. She writes books. She writes books for. She writes a lot of books in Spanish.
Okay.
And so you know how when you're practicing, like when we would practice Spanish, it would be like third grade concept. Well, we would read like third grade
Right.
level
Short
Spanish,
stories
story Spanish books. But like instead of reading like La Princesa Negra, which is just like a princess story
Mm-hmm.
in Spanish, she'll write more like high school level concepts in third grade Spanish,
Ooh.
which is really nice
Yeah.
because like I've tried to practice my Spanish by reading like different like short stories that are like at my level,
Right.
but at my level in Spanish is
not very
that interesting.
short stories. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We
so
spent
then-
in Spanish class this year. We spent 3 months reading what was it? El hombre, whatever. Translated in English, The Drowned Man. It's
Okay.
a 4 or 5 story short or page
Yeah,
short
yeah.
story. It's just like really basic, but we spent like 2 months on that thing, and I still don't understand it.
Right.
So it'd be nice. So all right, if you figure out who the author is, you're gonna have to shoot me a text after this.
Definitely.
So you reach out to these authors. Are they from the area?
She's from the area.
Yeah.
I think she works at Darien High School teaching
Okay.
Spanish.
Yeah.
And then she's like expanded a little bit to try to get to try to be an author.
Right.
I
I mean, that's how a lot of authors are teachers, and they write books on the side.
That's
try
cool.
to get them published. Yeah. Keep going. What were you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so now we're gonna work with her to try to bring in some more diverse books, things like that. And one thing that that I'd like to be able to do is like email publishing companies to see if like they could donate books to
Right.
us. Because we did a drive at New Canaan Country School. It's close.
Right down. I drove
right.
past on the way here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then one of the parents there, I want to say he's like an author,
Mhm.
so he went and sent like 35 of each book in his series.
Oh,
So
nice.
we got like over 150 like books from him,
Mhm.
like in pristine quality, like brand new,
Yeah.
which was huge. So like if we can do more of that, getting high quality like brand new books from publishers, that'd be amazing.
Right. What about bookstores? Have you gone to bookstores too? Like I know Barnes and Nobles isn't really a thing anymore. but,
Right.
Like,
we have a
local
Barnes
bookstores.
and Nobles close to my house.
yeah.
And what I was thinking was, so what they do is like when like they're not like they decide like, oh, I can't like sell this book.
Right.
Um,
It's just sitting on the shelf.
yeah, they send it back to the publisher, which basically just like destroys the book.
Okay.
So like, I'd like to be able to like
Jump in there before. they
jump
send
in
it
there
back.
before the book is just
Wait,
destroyed.
what do you mean destroys the book?
I heard
Oh, the publisher
the
destroys.
publisher, right?
Weird.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure.
No,
but
it
I'm
makes
pretty sure,
sense.
like they just like rip the cover off.
That makes sense because I mean, what are you gonna do with it? You know,
Right.
they say if someone sent
Hopefully-
it back to
hopefully
you because
donate
they
it
can't
to
sell
Turning
it,
Pages.
that's what they should be doing.
Exactly. That's the plan.
Well, yeah, completely. It's kind of like the stuff that goes on clearance and then still doesn't get sold. That you're right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you're gonna find this crazy actually. So you know, brands like Gucci and Louis Vuitton,
Mhm.
if they don't sell something, they burn it.
That's crazy.
They burn it. Like they don't give it away. They don't reduce the price. If something doesn't sell, they just burn it because they're trying to like maintain their brands.
That's crazy.
No, it is crazy. It is crazy. A lot of brands do that too. It doesn't make sense to do it with books because
No,
I'm sure
no. Yeah, no.
if you give it away, someone's gonna read it. But
Definitely not.
that's
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So what's your next step? What's Turning Pages doing next?
Yeah. So, well, when my sister, my sister founded Turning Pages in 2012, and then, well, when she started, it was like we primarily focused on like directly donating to different community centers in our area, like Jericho Partnerships, the Carver Center, Family and Children's Aid.
Where are these places? Are they just in the area?
They're in like Portchester,
Okay.
Danbury, and then what we would do is we would collect the books and then we would directly donate them to like these community centers.
Okay.
And we'd also donate to like hospitals and stuff like that to help grow the library in like of that organization.
Right.
So then like the kids can have access to the books there. But then what we kind of like shifted a little bit to also to not only do direct donations but also hold these free book fairs where we can help grow the personal libraries of like the kids we meet,
Right.
because we also like wanted to have a little bit more of a connection with the kids that we're like giving these books out to.
I mean, still as a nonprofit, you have to grow your brand some way. So that's definitely a part of it. I'm sure
Yeah.
that's been really helpful.
Yeah, and what's exciting is that we've done a good job working with different Horizons programs. So we did a good job with the Sacred Heart, like Horizons at Sacred Heart, which has put us into touch with other Horizons programs, which are now reaching out to us to help, like to host book fairs at their schools.
Okay. Oh,
Which-
at schools. Okay.
Right.
Where do you host them right now, mostly?
They'll be at like mostly they're at schools
Mostly at
because it's like after school programs and stuff like that that will have they'll have like these different kids coming in. I mean, even tomorrow we're having a free book fair at the Boys and Girls Club in Greenwich. So if you're listening, you can come volunteer.
Come to the Boys and Girls Club in Greenwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then what's also exciting is that it started out focusing like more densely in like Connecticut and New York, but we've expanded. So we branched out into New Jersey, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, all the way down to North Carolina. We've even gone international, and we've donated books in Canada, France, and Italy, which is really exciting.
Wow. No, that is really exciting.
Yeah, so that's kind of how we're growing. Like people are reaching out to us now, and we're expanding like our reach. You know.
Right. No, 100%. So when you're trying to get books down in North Carolina, do you have like another chapter of Turning Pages down there? Hey, that was a good pun. Do you have another chapter of Turning Pages down in North Carolina, or do you actually just like one of you goes down North Carolina?
Well, my sister went to UNC Chapel Hill, so she was down in the area, and we were able to get into contact with the Ronald McDonald House down in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So when my sister was driving back down to UNC, we loaded her up with a car full of books and sent her down to donate some.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So did she gave them to the Ronald McDonald House, and then
The Ronald
did
McDonald House
a
in
book drive, right? Or what
I think they added them to like their personal library. It's like that would be a direct donation.
Explain the Ronald McDonald House if you know much about it, because it's kind of like a complicated.
Right. The Ronald McDonald House is complicated. From what I've read, and what I know, they help like families with like ill, like the families of ill people,
right,
to make like their stay at like different hospitals and things like that, like more comfortable.
Right. And
So-
they also, as you can imagine, the Ronald McDonald House, they have a house that these families can stay in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it too.
Yeah. So
I don't
they'll
know how big the house is though. How big is it?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. I honestly have no. My sister is also. She goes to Wake Forest.
Nice.
Right 2 hours away from UNC Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
So she did a lot of work with them too earlier this year. We went to a fundraiser earlier this year for it, and
Nice.
sounded great. And the dude that gave the speech that came from the Ronald McDonald House, I think he runs the house, is awesome. So that was definitely great. But where else? You said New Jersey,
New Jersey.
New York.
New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
Okay. Do you have a tally on how many books you've donated?
Yeah, we are pushing. Well,
Here it
honestly,
comes. Here it comes.
by tomorrow, after tomorrow's book fair, because we usually give out like over 2,000 books, we'll have donated over 60,000 books.
Woo!
Which is exciting.
And mostly kids' books?
Definitely.
Mostly kids'
Definitely.
books?
It's primarily like 8th grade and below.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's super exciting. But then we've also we don't only do the book fairs and the direct donations. Like during COVID, what we've done is we did like read alouds where we would take pictures of books, and there was like a special there's a special license that like was given out during COVID because people like didn't have access to books.
Right.
So people were able to make these read alouds, and we would send them to Jericho Partnerships to share with their kids. But what we would do is we would take pictures of the books, and then we would record ourselves like reading them nicely, and then we would put like calm music behind it. So it was like a video where you could like sit, like listen as we read along, and then like watch it go by.
Similar to what Jennifer Garner did earlier during COVID, right?
Oh.
Did you hear about this?
No.
She did something really similar, pretty much. Like she picked her favorite book, she read it with calming music in the background to kids, and
That's cool.
that was a great program during COVID because as you said, most kids couldn't get a hold of books.
Right. Yeah.
Mostly because they couldn't go to school. Like
Right.
most kids get their only books from school. Like even
Yeah.
even if they don't even if they have a library nearby, most kids won't go. They'll just go to school to get their books.
Right. And even so in like underprivileged communities, a lot of time, so like 60% of families in underprivileged communities don't have any books in the home. And then on average, like underprivileged families have 0 to 2 age appropriate books in the home.
Okay.
And so like you're saying how like kids would usually get their books from school, and that's true. But it's tough because when you have to make like decisions on like, do we spend money on food or do we spend money on books? A lot of times like people will choose food because that's necessary, of course. And then like on the weekends, if it's like a dual income family, like making time to go to the library to pick up books is a big it's like a big commitment. So that's why it's so tough like for kids to have like to get these books, and that's what we're working on.
Especially now that, for our school is a great example. We don't have a library
No.
in our school.
Right.
A lot of schools don't. I know a lot of public schools still have them, just because they haven't adapted to getting rid of books because no one reads books for some reason anymore. They always read them online. Like, have you ever had a Kindle?
No. I like the paper copy. I like the
I do
feel
too.
in my
I do
hands.
too. But there's a lot of people love Kindles simply because of how easy it is to get your next book.
Right.
So like you're laying in bed, you finish your book. I don't want to get up. Boom, we got another one for you right here. So because of that, a lot of schools are getting rid of their books. So it's even harder to get a hold of them. And libraries are getting their funding cut left and right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So many libraries are losing their funding. Not so much in this area, fortunately, because there's a huge push to keep them funded. But in a lot of low-income areas, there's just not enough funding, so they take away from the library because they've been losing popularity for the last 10 or so years. But and with the Kindles, there's just not much need for paperback books anymore. But like you said, I like paperback books.
Right.
I massively prefer it.
Right. There's something about like filling up your bookshelf with
absolutely
like books that you love. And I still have like books from when I was a kid, when I was little on my bookshelf.
Yeah.
I think I've read I would read like every night with my like mom or my dad. And
Me too. Yeah.
I specifically remember reading If I Ran the Circus like a million times with my dad.
What's that one about?
It's by Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
It's a silly
My
one.
bad. I know what that one is. I know that one.
Right. It's really
It's
good.
like, oh, the place you'll go.
Right. Yeah. That was so good. And then we would read Earl the Squirrel, like Ricky Tikki Tavi. Do you know those?
Well, esque books, stuff
Right.
like that. Right.
Yeah. But then my dad would also read like Harry Potter or The Hobbit with us.
That's what we did. Actually,
then-
both. We did both those.
Yeah. And then he also liked to read like the Norse myths to us.
Oh, you guys did myths?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was fun.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's just totally a part of like who our family is, I feel.
Right.
And like that's why like I love turning pages so much.
Mhm.
I mean, I find whenever there's like a lull in the conversation, my family will always just end up talking about like, what book are you reading right now? Like, what's going on in it?
Mhm.
And then another big thing that we do is like sharing books, even just within the family.
Yep.
Like my sister will finish a book and then recommend it to me, and then she'll send it to my mom. So then we can all like share that book and that story,
Right.
which is really nice. My sister gave me her copy of Where the Crawdad Sings, and that's great. I love that. That was a good one. And the movie just came out as well.
Really?
But when my sister would give me books when I was younger, I would always end up getting them with like a little bit crinkly of pages because my sister would like to read in the tub and would often like just like drop the book in the tub.
Damn.
But that's good. I love that.
Mhm. I mean, at school also, having someone that knows their books and knows what you might like is awesome. I had Miss Manganello's here, and constantly asking her for the next book in whatever series she told me to read.
That's nice.
It was great. No, it was honestly great. She had some great recommendations, and I can assume you're doing the same thing. You're giving kids recommendations where to start, right?
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Do they ever come back and ask for the next one?
So if we come,
Oh, because your drives are only one day, right?
right, it's
Okay.
one day, but we'll go to different like we'll go like multiple times over the years. So I think like they'll probably hopefully like move on a little bit in the series by the time we have our next drive.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes what's fun is the like kids will come with like certain books in mind that they want to read.
Okay.
And then it's the best when like you can find them that book.
Right.
I remember like this one kid really wanted to read like the next Harry Potter book in the series, but we couldn't seem to find it. Like I didn't know where it was. I was looking through all the bags because when we come, we don't know exactly what
you
all
have,
the
right.
books are.
There's thousands of books.
Right,
So,
yeah, because we're coming with thousands of books. And so I was scouring through the bags, and he had already left. He went off to lunch, but I was finally able to find the Harry Potter book he was looking for, and it was the best when I was able to like hunt him down and get him.
Did you hand deliver the book to him?
Hand deliver the book. It was good.
That's great.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories.
So Turning Page has come a long way in 10 years.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first drive like? I mean, you were how old? 5 or something? 6 when it happened?
Well, we started doing the drives a little more recently.
Oh, okay.
I don't. This could have been my first drive. It might have been at the Carver Center, where we set up outside. This was during. Well, this was like at the. It could have been before COVID.
Okay.
Where we would like set up and then like give out all the books, which is fun. What was really nice was we had some families come along, like wanting to like help really build their library, and I was working with this one little boy and his mom, and they didn't have like any books in their house, so we were really helping them like build their library. So we got them like big bags so they could fill up with like a ton of books, and that was really exciting because the little boy was really excited, but also his mom was really excited because like she would be able to read with him and have that experience.
Right. for sure.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the little libraries? Have you seen these around?
Do you guys
fill
Turning
those at
Pages
all?
made some
Oh, you did make
little
some.
libraries.
Okay. My brother made some of those, so I was asking.
That's cool.
They're great.
Yeah, I love those.
They're
Those
really
are
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
I don't like when I see them. I like to stop, like open up the door and just like see what they have. I don't take
that's
the
the
books,
best. That's the best part.
but I like to go look.
Sometimes we'll just go and put more in them. Like we don't take any.
That's
We
nice.
just go and put them in them. But yeah, there's one right outside of the Wilton Library, which is ironic.
Yeah.
But there's one there. There's one at the community center in Wilton. They're all over the place now.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. We were in Maine the other day, and they were covering the area. There were probably 20. It was ridiculous. But they're awesome.
Yeah.
Those are
I was
awesome.
just up in Toronto after,
Okay.
so we were exploring after the Canadian Henley, and then so we're up in Toronto.
What was it?
It was a race that I got to compete in, the
Oh,
Canadian
great.
Henley. It was super fun. I had a great time.
For crew?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
And then, so we're up in Toronto, and we're going on a bike tour of this like island that's off like, just like right next to
Yeah.
Toronto. So we're biking around. We're on this tour, and then I see they have like a take a book, leave a book station, but it was more than a take a book, leave a book station where people would like leave CDs or like old clothes and stuff like that for this little community.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool. I
That's
just thought
cool.
that was really cool.
It's like a free market, pretty much. Like you
Yeah.
take something, leave something. Right.
Yeah, which is nice.
It's crazy. I have a bunch of random CDs that I would just put all of them there.
Perfect.
You can have these.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, okay. Tell me about the race. How was the race? How'd it go?
Oh yeah, the race was so much fun. I was my favorite one was with I did a double with my partner Alistair,
Okay.
and it was the second time we had gotten in the boat together. But for some reason we totally just clicked,
All right.
and then we were able to go and place first in the heat, which was super exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, because it was a big regatta, so that was definitely exciting. Because we've been working like hard all summer
Right.
to like get better.
Was it one of those big invitationals?
Yes, yeah. People were coming from like all across the U.S. I met kids from California,
Mhm.
like Pennsylvania, Mississippi.
Ironically, it was in Canada.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there were also a lot of kids from
Canada. Yeah,
There
yeah.
were- yeah.
How'd you do in the end? How'd you end up doing?
We made it to the second round of the 3 rounds. So we went to the semifinals, and then we had the 8th fastest time in the semifinals, but we needed to be top 6 to go to the finals.
Okay.
But it was good. It was very exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Have you done more of those other regattas this summer?
Yeah, I went to one other regatta. We were supposed to go to 4, but then like 2 were canceled.
Okay.
Well, we just weren't able to go. So that was too bad. But I was able to put a lot of work in this summer, which is
Okay,
exciting for
okay.
the rowing.
Yeah, you were putting in the work this year too. I mean,
Definitely.
you were a 3-sport athlete freshman year, right?
Yeah, freshman year I did football in the fall, winter crew, and then lacrosse in the spring. That was super fun.
Was that your first time doing crew in the winter?
Yeah, that's where I started.
And then you just blew it up.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Did you didn't end up doing lacrosse this year, did you?
No, I focused more on the crew.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love crew because you get to, like a sense of accomplishment. Like when you do well.
Do you like the individual accomplishment? I know a lot of people like that more.
I mean, I like that. Like on the erg, like doing well and progressively getting better, but also, I like. I mean, rowing with your boys is the best. Like getting into a boat and totally killing it with your friends is totally fun.
Right. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's super. Especially when the
For
boat
sure.
clicks and glides. That's the best.
Oof.
I love that.
I've never once been in a boat.
I mean, I just like I like the feel of boats.
You like okay.
I love
okay.
the rock. My mom hates that. Like I
I've
just
been
like,
on a boat, Davis.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's good.
So, what's your go-to? Are you single? Are you double? Are you
I row a lot of singles.
okay?
But I love rowing with like I love rowing doubles with Alistair and stuff like that. So it's
Okay.
good.
Did you do I don't know how. You got to explain this ranking system to me. Is there a national ranking system or something for crew?
No. So I mean, you can go to nationals, and you could do indoor nationals and things like that. But there's no like set like ranking system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work for recruiting?
Recruiting, a lot of times it'll be you'll send in like your 2K score, your race results, SAT, GPA.
It's like cross country, pretty much.
Yeah. So like the goal is to hit certain times to prove that like you are physically fit, and you also want to
capable.
right that you're capable, and then you want to do well in races to demonstrate like
Right.
how well you can do actually rowing.
Right. For sure. How'd you do during the spring season for crew?
The spring season, I did well. This is my first year like rowing on the water. So I was a novice, so I was kind of figuring it out a bit. But I had a lot of fun at the regattas I raced with my friend Lucas.
Okay. Lucas Graham Brown, LGB?
No,
Different guy.
a different guy up in GMS.
Okay.
GMS.
Okay.
Yeah.
I realized as I said that Lucas graduated last year, so you probably
Right.
I don't even know if he did crew senior year, but
yeah, we've got Matthew Graham Brown now.
now we got Matthew Graham. You got the better Graham Brown. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Okay. So winter season though, that's indoors.
That's
on
indoors.
On the erg.
Yeah.
I heard you did crazy well in some big competition during the winter season.
Oh, this I mean freshman year, I raced in in Crashby's, which is like the indoor national championships, and I placed 11th, which was really exciting because it was like the second 2K I've done. So
Okay.
that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean it's super fun. I love it.
Been improving since then too, right?
Yeah, definitely,
Yep.
definitely.
But you did lacrosse for years though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you switch? What was the idea there?
It's
always interesting, like picking between two sports is always like a big thing for a lot of people. So
yeah, I mean, I liked the sense of accomplishment I got from the rowing. I feel like I need to work out, like for myself, and the rowing just had a good balance.
Right.
So that's what I chose. That's
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right. What about school? What are you guys doing? Like, what class you taking? What clubs are you doing? Tell me about your life, bro.
Right.
I literally haven't heard from you all summer. So
Yeah.
what's up?
This Kenny and I we were working on we were working this summer to prep for the debate team. So because we're gonna be captains next year, which is super exciting. What we want to kind of do is we want to get like the 25-minute time slot.
All right.
And be able to like have more consistent sessions in that 25-minute time slot. So then hopefully we can get a little more interest, because it's a big commitment for kids to like come after school and like commit like skipping a sport or something like that for debate. But
I disagree, man.
yeah.
I disagree. I've always thought it really is not that big a commitment because we only met once a month. Like, we meet once a month. Your sport meets 20 times a month, more, because you have meets on the weekends and races and games and whatever it may be. I always thought missing a single practice a month for debate, not that big a deal. I mean, you got to keep in mind, most schools do an after-school practice every week, and if you miss one, you're off the team. So, I mean, I always thought it was like,
Right. I mean,
plus, we were really good.
We were good.
For what we did.
Yeah.
And I mean, just in general. It was like,
it just,
you know?
It depends on, like, your priorities, what you're putting first. I mean, I would always come to the after-school practices, but that's because, like, I valued the debate team a lot.
Right.
And getting better at that skill set.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just think the 25-minute, because we'll also do like the hour sessions, but we want to give the 25-minute option.
No, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's something we never did simply because, the kids in debate are super. They do a bunch of different things.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so if we had decided to schedule a weekly club or an 8-day rotation club on one of those specific days, we would have been. A lot of people would have missed something else.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's just do a debate meeting once a month. But I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do once in an 8-day rotation because, you're right. Consistency is key.
Right.
Especially for debate. And you can accomplish a lot in 25 minutes if you're not fucking around.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
But so what's your plan? What are you guys gonna do?
So what we want to do is kind of just like, I found that what we did is kind of like you learn by doing.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we did. That's what you led. And like that's how I learned was like watching you and watching John debate, and then trying to emulate like the way you're forming your arguments, the different strategies you're using.
Right.
So what we want to do is we want to like ease people in with like fun topics, like cats versus dogs, things like that.
Right.
And then like get into some more, like get into different topics that you'd see in an actual debate, because we're also moving to parliamentary debate.
Yeah. What is that?
So it's a different setup, and it values like you don't have the hour of prep time, which is going to be really good for us as a team because we have a smaller team,
right.
So we don't have 25 kids like
yelling ideas at each other.
Right, yelling ideas, all thinking for a whole hour and prepping for a whole hour.
It's also incredibly helpful for practices.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we're going to spend time like coming up with the arguments because I think that's like a huge skill set.
Right.
Like being able to play the different sides,
So
playing
how's it
like
gonna
the
work?
economic side, the moral side.
How's it going to work then? So if
In
you
the
don't have
parliamentary
an
debate.
hour of prep, so how does that work?
I think it's a smaller. You have like less prep time. I'm not 100% sure how long it is. You have less prep time, and then you have like like a small amount, or there's no like pauses,
extra
like
time.
extra time.
I know what you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get any prep time.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Prep time.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So then it makes you like think on your feet more. Kenny and I did.
I would have been bomb at that.
right?
Oh, I would have been so good at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Kenny and I, we did a debate like that, and we did well because it was just us at this meet, so we didn't have like a whole like 25 team
Right.
to help us come up with different arguments. But since there was less prep time, we weren't put at disadvantage,
Right.
because we could think on our feet and
Right.
make different arguments.
That was always kind of how. Well, John not so much. John's always been a really good preparer.
John's very
So
good at preparing.
he's always ready.
Yeah.
He's also good on his feet, but he's never really had the like end all like I'm gonna end these people, and like that was
Right.
always what I was good at.
That's fun.
During the cross examination, I just make them look foolish. And that was my thing.
That's so fun.
Like I was garbage at the and you were. What's your thing? Are you better at the cross examination? What are you good at?
I mean, I like the cross examination.
Yeah.
But I find I don't know. I'm good at like laying out the argument.
So you're really good at the opening statements.
right. I'm probably
All right.
more. I'm probably more of a John than I'm a Dean.
I was god awful at the opening statements. Always I'd make John go first so that I could pretty much just like look back at what they're saying and try to argue against them in my opening statements, which you're not supposed to do. But I was always like the cross-ex and the rebuttal.
The
man, it's
rebuttals are
over.
super fun.
It's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about Kenny? What's Kenny good at? You guys are still partners,
Kenny,
right?
yeah, definitely. Kenny's very good. Kenny's really good at the cross. Kenny kind of leads the cross sex.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
And Kenny goes second, so he can like pick apart their argument a little bit more.
Okay. Kenny's me.
Right. I'm the John. Kenny's
All right,
the Dean.
All right.
It's good. Yeah.
Year after year, that's always how it is. You know, yin yang, man.
Definitely. You need that.
You need that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to go to like debates in person this year.
Oh yeah.
Do you think
no?
it'll
It
be in
brings
person?
Oh yeah, 100%. It brings a new
That's
feel
gonna
to
be-
it.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever done
That's
a
gonna be
debate? You never done
so
a debate in
fun.
person, have you?
No, it's always online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, debates in person, it brings a whole new feel to it. Because first off, this is the best part. The other people are always nervous.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, I
my
gotta
gosh.
face these guys. Like, if I'm being frank with you, like the people we compete with in debate, generally not that confident in themselves for whatever reason. So going face to face against them is always kind of like a I don't even know how to describe it.
It's gonna bring another element
It brings
to the
a
game.
huge new element to it. It was always more fun. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I did a single debate online, and it was fine, but it just, I don't know. It didn't bring any kind of personal feeling to it. So I thought the judge was just kind of like going strictly off of, I don't even know how to describe this shit. You'll see. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you with that. You'll see.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
mean,
brings a new element to it. It's nice. It's
I'm
really nice.
excited to pull up to a debate with Kenny in like totally decked out in like suits, ready to go. Yeah. I mean, the fun part about the debates online was how like you could mute yourself, and then you're on a FaceTime with your partner here,
Right.
so you can just like talk to one another like openly while they're doing
Their thing.
Yeah.
That's actually going to be weird for you guys then, because obviously you can't do that. Now, I don't know what this parliamentary debate thing's like, so it might be totally irrelevant anyway, but you cannot be talking to your partner while they're going. You got to be like, you can pass notes if you want. You got to do it like subtly. You don't want the judge watching you like what the fuck, like these guys are not paying attention. Like that just looks bad for you. But you can't be talking to each other. You can pass notes and say some stuff, but the prep time is so key in the in-person debates. You're right. It was not as important in the online debates because I was like calling John. I was like, what are we doing now?
Right.
And shit like that. But in the in-person debates, it's a different beast.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
It's like having an actual fight.
Right.
Like in person.
With your words.
Literally. Yeah, for sure. Unless it goes bad, then afterwards, No, but it's really nice. It's really nice. And it's like, I hope this for your sake, I hope this parliamentary debate's more like those presidential debates.
Yeah.
You know those?
I don't know.
So
what do you mean?
The presidential debates, it's kind of like you have a loose set of rules type thing. Like you're supposed to let the other person say what they want in their set amount of time, and then you rebut, and then vice versa, and whatever it may be. However, it usually ends up as kind of I didn't say that. What do you say? Like the other person starts saying something, you're like, I didn't say that. I'm gonna like stop you right there type thing.
Okay.
And I like those types of debates just because it's like a conversation, but we never got the chance to do that, which I was like, I want that.
Right,
That's
that
like
been fun.
Those are, first off, what those are is actual conversations that you could be having, so it could be helpful at some point.
Yeah.
The debates that we have with the nice structure, that's totally unrealistic.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get this.
I mean, at BC, you could join the debate team if you wanted to. My friend, my friend Kunal, he was down at UVA, and he joined the debate team after debating at Ridgefield High School.
Is it the same deal? It's like set structure, though?
I think so.
I don't know. I was going to think about it.
Yeah.
I
mean, see what you want.
It'd be fun, probably. I'm doing this in college. I've already figured that out.
That's fun.
I reached out to some guy. He was like, we got a studio. I was like, all right.
That's going to be, that's exciting.
Let's see how it goes. And Davis has done the same thing at CU Boulder, right, buddy? Right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, no studio can beat this setup.
Oh, absolutely not. No, I was telling Davis last time, you didn't even know this. I was telling him, CU Boulder is a really nice podcast setup.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, great. Apparently they've got like 5 rooms.
Oh, wow.
And a bunch of like support for it and all that stuff. BC, from what I understand so far, does not have that kind of support. I've been like trying to reach out to a bunch of different people, but I hope it's gonna be good. So
yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
And since you're gonna be doing a podcast in this room next year, you need to be getting
need to get on it.
If you were to start a podcast, what would it be about? What do you like to talk about so much that you just? What's up? 50?
We're at 50.
Oh, 50. We have like 6 minutes left.
Okay.
What would you start a podcast about?
I don't know. I think it's tough. I kind of like what you're doing, where you're talking to people and having them talk about what they're passionate about. I think that's pretty cool.
I just slide in references to poker and debate when I
Perfect.
can. Stuff that I like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like it would be fun. It would be fun to like talk about like different like TV shows. I always like talking about like who would win in a fight with like fictional characters.
Bro, yo, hold up. It fell. That you see, our studio's great.
Right.
That was my original idea for a podcast.
No
In fact,
way.
I filmed an episode of it. It wasn't like in the studio or anything. It was like at home with some of my friends.
Mhm.
It was who would win in a fight, Clifford the Big Red Dog or Godzilla?
Godzilla.
No, bro.
No.
Absolutely not. I was
That's
fighting
a
Clifford the whole time.
That is a
Bro,
crazy argument.
Clifford is the most dense individual on the planet. I'm telling you this. Dude weighs like 100,000 tons. I'm not even kidding. Literally. Bro, Godzilla could like chase after this guy, but at the end of the day,
Doesn't Godzilla have like a laser beam or something like that?
something like that. I don't know. Bro, I started to make the argument. Oh, this is a fire argument. I'll tell you this. So Emily Elizabeth, I think, is the girl's name.
Mhm.
Clifford the Big Red Dog's like owner or whatever.
Sure.
And it was something like the reason Clifford grew to be so big is because she had so much love in her heart for him. And I was like, what if Emily Elizabeth makes the sacrifice play?
Then he'll shrink.
No, he'll grow. I think that if she makes the sacrifice play,
What do you suggest?
she kills herself. No.
What?
If Godzilla kills this chick,
Okay.
right?
This is like a topic I would bring up. This is like the
Bro, it
second
was like
podcast.
we had a 45-minute conversation about this. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I think that would be. That's a fun.
No, it was
podcast.
funny. It was funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was terrible. Like we we never posted it, but it was funny at the time. But if she dies, then that means that her love for him is insurmountable. Therefore, he'll grow to infinite sizes.
But then she can't love him anymore. So then how does
Exactly.
He grow?
Love is an idea, Davis.
She's
It's not about the
never loved
person.
him.
It's about the idea.
Right. So I think maybe like
Like,
right
if-
before she dies, he'll be like massive,
Right.
and then he'll just disappear probably.
Because it's so big. No, you know what? So you know in Harry Potter, we
I've
were
read
talking about
Harry
Harry Potter.
Potter,
Harry
yeah.
Potter. In Harry Potter, he can't be hurt by Voldemort because of his mother's love for him. His mother's dead, right? So it's the idea is what I'm going with here. So since she made the sacrifice play, he'll just keep growing and growing. So if at some point he'll be bigger than Godzilla, just stomp him out. That's all I'm saying, man. That's what I got for you.
Nice.
On that note, you got some letters you want to read. We got like 3 minutes left.
Yeah,
How much
let's
time do
do
we have
it.
left?
We got like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Let's do
All
it.
right,
Quick.
let's do it.
We got it. All right. So these are from some of the kids that Turning Pages has given books to and has gone to do book drives
People
for.
can donate to Turning Page?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout that out right now.
Okay.
And we'll put it in the link and everything. So
of course.
yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So if you want to help out Turning Pages, you can go on
Get
to
a little
our.
closer to the mic. Closer to the mic. There you go.
If you want to help out Turning Pages, you can go onto our website. That's turningpages.online, and then you can help donate there. But then you can also email us and get in touch so that you can volunteer at free book fairs. Also, please email or text me so that like if you have books you'd like to donate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
No. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our volunteers, well, not a lot, but some of our faithful volunteers,
Mhm.
they all come from my book club.
Okay.
So,
Oh, you have a book club.
yeah, I mean, I've been in this book club since third grade. That's it. Yeah, I've been in this book club since third grade, and it's great. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I totally love it.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's hear this.
Okay,
Let's hear
so
it.
let's see here. This is from Sharika.
Yeah. So
Dear-
these are just some letters from some kids that have.
Yeah, this
worked
is
with Turning Pages.
yeah, this is after the free book fair. Kids writing us. So here's what she says: Dear Turning Pages, hi, my name is Sharika, and I'm in 6th grade at Portchester Middle School. I really enjoyed going to the book fair, and I'm glad that you gave us this opportunity to go. I really enjoyed the book I got. I got Sideways Stories from the Wayside School, Tuck Everlasting, Stink, Dear Miss Henshaw. I normally don't like reading, but this experience made me really enjoy reading in my free time. Once again, thank you for this opportunity. Sincerely, Sharika.
Those are some good books. I've read two of those actually.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I love. This is what I love. How they say that normally they don't like reading, but because of because we came to share books and share our love of reading, now they're gonna start enjoying reading, and they're gonna start
That's got to be
reading
the best
more.
part.
Right. I mean, I love that.
Right.
Here is Nicole. Dear Turning Pages, hello, my name is Nicole, and I wanted to say thank you for the books. I love them all. I'm very thankful you came because we don't have a lot of money at home, so we have to read the same books. The books I got were Wonder and Because of Winn-Dixie. I did get more books, but I forgot their names. These are pictures of the books. My sister Valeria and I. I hope you come again so we can have more books at home. I mean, this is what we love about Turning Pages, about like helping kids out who don't have books, but who like reading and are excited to read more. And then here, Andrew says, also, I barely have any books at home, so I can read the books you gave and improve my reading level. And that's what we're trying to do. We want kids to like fall in love with reading, but also because they're reading more and because they are loving to read, we find that when there are more books in their home, like their reading level improves, their social and emotional awareness improves because they're more compassionate because they can like see different perspectives when they read books. And
there are a lot of pluses.
There are a lot of pluses. And I've read that the number one predictor in future academic and life success is books in the home.
Wow.
So this is what we do.
Great. That's great. And thank you for coming to us with this.
Yes, thanks.
I've been wanting to get you on here for a long time,
Definitely.
specifically for this.
Thanks for helping spread the message.
Of course, man. Brian, Karle, we'll put the link in the description for Turning Pages website.
Awesome.
And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, ready? Here we go. Bam.
Good? All right, good stuff.